Good morning, everyone. So let's get started with a quick overview on what the markets have done. After a long time, there was some kind of a trending move this week, isn't it? It was always nice. So people who were trading index, I think they had money to be made. And this is Nifty Bank Index in 0.15% box size. Let me just remove everything, clear it up, and retain the essential ones alone. So Nifty Bank, if you notice, after a long time, there was some semblance of momentum coming into Nifty Bank. The index almost went to sleep, isn't it? It's been in a slumber for a while. And this time, this week, if you notice, there is this big anchor column, and it's also a 100% bullish pole. And we are also talking about a bear trap here. And always a long column of X is a very pleasant sign for the bullish camp, right? And if you look at Nifty index as such, it's been doing its bit, but only thing is it's lacking support from Bank Nifty. That's been the problem. So if you look at Nifty, this is the only open vertical count that is yet to be achieved, around 19,200. Whether that will be achieved, when that will be achieved, we really don't know. But this target will be valid until this low at 13,600 odd levels is not broken. So it might happen this year, maybe next year. I really don't know. But the only good thing that I see in this chart is we are making a series of higher lows. So the higher swing lows and the upsloping 45-degree trend lines are not getting breached, which is a very healthy sign. And we are getting back-to-back follow-through buy signals with very shallow pullback of column of O. So the interpretation is quite straightforward that the undertone is extremely bullish for Nifty, and Bank Nifty is showing signs of promise. So how long it will sustain, let's wait and see. And the other interesting thing that happened this week was the breakout in Reliance, right? After a long consolidation, I think this is almost a year-old consolidation, right? This
Yes, sir.
peak created way back in September 2020. So after almost a year, you have seen a very clear breakout happening in Reliance. So if you look at the sector constituents or the Nifty constituents, I get a feeling that Reliance, maybe a little bit of support from pharma and select FMCG stocks could probably help Nifty stay afloat. And maybe other sectors like IT, etc., which has been doing well, could probably get into some kind of a consolidation or a cool off because the breadth is terribly overbought in those sectors, especially in IT. So IT is overbought across multiple time frames. So I get a feeling that IT probably could take a breather, and the other sectors like pharma, a little bit of pharma, a little bit of FMCG, and Reliance is good enough to do the heavy lifting for Nifty. So this breakout is very promising. So let us see if this continues and what happens. And of course, we have vertical count targets. We are looking at 25, 41 kind of levels for Reliance in the short term. So this is what it is. And let us also take a quick look at the sector matrix and try to understand which are the outperforming sectors. So I'm just sorting this sector matrix table in the descending order of the total RS ranking score. So what is interesting here is there are only two sectors that is outperforming the Nifty in the short term, which is probably a kind of a red flag for me, isn't it? What do you say? Because when Nifty is at all-time highs, ideally you would want more sectors to be outperforming, right? But what we see here is in the short term and medium term, it's only the IT sector, commodities and services, which is showing some kind of relative outperformance versus Nifty. So that is one of the red flags that is sort of bothering me. And if you look at the breadth, the short-term breadth indicator, almost every other sector is in the overbought territory, except for Nifty Media. almost every other sector is in the overbought territory. And the influential sectors like IT, FMCG, pharma, influential as in sectors that could influence Nifty movement. Those sectors are already overbought breadth-wise. And if you look at the breadth in the slightly bigger time frame, I'm changing the box size from 1% to 3%.
Okay.
So let that run in the background. In the meanwhile, let us look at what the broader markets are doing.
Yes.
So if you recall, in the first week of August, both the mid small cap index started underperforming. All your mid small cap stocks took a beating
Right.
after this high was made. This high was made on August 2nd, and after that, if you notice in the relative strength chart, prices dropped below the moving average, and we also had a triple bottom sell signal. Now, what is interesting is there is a recovery now, and we are in a column of X suggesting that recently the outperformance has commenced. And if you look at the bigger box sizes, in 3%, we are in a strong column of X in the relative strength chart, indicating that in the larger degree time frame, there is nothing much that has happened. And in 1%, the column reversal happens at 594, and price is currently at 591, close to 591. So we are on the verge of triggering a column reversal in 1% boxes also. So the broader message here is that the mid small cap stocks are displaying a lot of strength, and let us also look at the breadth of the Nifty small mid cap index. So after this low was made somewhere on 23rd of August, this is the mid small cap index. In the chart is the candlestick chart is of Nifty mid small cap 400 index. So there is a recovery in the index, and what is very healthy to note is that there is a corresponding recovery in the short term breadth indicator also. So in
Right.
the lower pane, yeah, in the lower pane, it captures the percentage of stocks trading above their 20-day moving average. So the recovery in price is supported by recovery in the breadth. So currently the breadth indicator is at 69%, which basically indicates that 69% of the stocks from the Nifty mid small cap 400 index are trading above their 20-day moving average. So that's a very good positive sign. So on the whole, if we have to just summarize what we have discussed, um, the relative underperformance of quite a few sectors in the short term against Nifty is a red flag, and the breadth is increasingly getting overbought across sectors and for Nifty too. And so maybe that could be sector rotation, and the best case scenario that I'm looking at is select stocks can keep propelling the Nifty to higher levels, and that could be a broader cool off that can happen in other sectors. That is the bullish case possibility. Otherwise, probably we could get into a broad-based consolidation or a counter trend move. So which of the two scenarios will play out, we'll have to wait and see. So that's basically it in terms of broad market roundup. What do you have today, Vithal? Anything interesting? Any strategies?
I was means I am prepared today to explain one of the concepts. So we always say continuation patterns are always beneficial, and follow through to any bullish pattern. Continuation patterns trading is one of the best time tested methods, and I have also found it very rewarding. So I'm going to talk about that concept, but in a different manner. Now, in a continuation series also there can be some corrections. So in a broader phase, when we have some significant corrections happening, but still inherently the trend is bullish and we are kind of looking support in uptrend. So I was going to show some methods of identifying that. Usually I do it means I call it as a 200-day EMA support. So EMA 200. So 200 EMA is a kind of filter for me to identify bullish and bearish trends. So
Okay.
I will discuss something about identifying some trades in the start of the trend from where we can see buying opportunities, and later on also keep trading in the same counter as the trend resumes, and we can also look for the follow through trades also. So to identify such trades, I was actually going
Basically,
to present.
you're talking about pullback trades, right? The price pulling back to support kind of area, and you're looking for an early entry with a very affordable risk. That is the crux of this
Correct,
strategy,
sir.
right?
Correct, sir. Correct, sir. So last time I had discussed about a concept based on relative strength. So that relative
Right.
strength concept will always find out stocks which are in good trend. But
Right.
this is a kind of method where the stocks can be weaker on RS, but still I consider them in a bullish trend because they are trading above 200 EMA. To add one more filter, I'm also looking at 50 EMA, which should be above 200 EMA. So that gives me more confirmation that the trend is still bullish.
But should the price also be above 50 EMA?
No, the price should only be above 200 EMA.
Okay? Okay.
It can correct below 50 EMA, but 50 EMA will not go below 200 EMA.
So 50 should be about 200, and the price should remain above 200. That's it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I was actually going to discuss about the F&O segment, but as you have shown some recovery happening in 400 stocks of mid and small cap. So let us
Yeah.
first see how this method can work on that. So now, first I will use a scanner. I have created a scanner in OHLC where I
Okay.
can take that. So Nifty mid small cap 400. This is the universe. Let us see. So I have created a scanner where price is about 200 EMA
Okay.
and 50 EMA is about 200 EMA.
Right.
So this is on a daily time frame and I'll scan it. So I can also see how many stocks are in a bullish trend right now. So
Correct.
that also gives me a perspective that the broader market is still, though there can be small corrections, pullbacks, but most of the stocks are still in aligned with the bullish trend.
Yeah. Yeah.
So even if you can see Adani Group corrected from end of July. So during that phase also all the Adani stocks remained in this category.
Yeah.
So now I will create a group of all the stocks that have qualified this condition. So let me just create a group. I'll just give it maybe.
So these are the stocks that are trading above 200-day EMA, right? And 50
Yes,
EMA
sir.
is above 200.
So if I can click on any of the stocks, so you can
Yeah.
just see it is qualifying. So the green line is 50 EMA and the
Right.
black line is 200 EMA. So any
Okay.
stock if I click, you can see it is just trading above that.
Right.
So ABFRL was one of the examples I was going to discuss which came here. You can see there
Okay.
was a correction happening at the 200 EMA and
Right.
it has recovered from there. So the
Yeah.
trading part I will discuss it later, but let me first show how to identify now where I can look for the opportunity. So in
Okay.
table we have a indicator value. So in this indicator value, I will select the group that we created now, which is a
Okay.
small mid cap above, and I will take the disparity index.
Okay.
So in disparity index, I am going to take period as 200 EMA.
Right.
And the average here it is a EMA. Both I will select as EMA. So I'm
Okay.
not worried about the average period. I'm just looking about the period.
Perfect.
So if I scan this,
So basically, this scanner is to identify candidates that are closer to the 200-day EMA, right?
exactly, sir, exactly. So let the scan happen. So what we can do is whichever is very near, like echo. Now here you can see. I'm not. This is not a recommendation, but just looking at the candidates. Let it happen. We can discuss after the scan is over.
Okay. So you shortlisted candidates that are satisfying your criteria in terms of moving average. Now you are using the same group to identify candidates that are trading very close to the 200-day EMA, right? This
Right,
is step
right,
two.
right. Yes, sir.
Okay, that's
So,
interesting.
so once it gets sorted, I will just see here. So let it happen. Right now it is
Okay.
still scanning.
Right.
So maybe till that time we can discuss an example. We can see Bayer Corp. So this
Right.
is a stock which is coming from the above below 200, and right now it is showing signs of recovery.
Okay.
So in this case, once the price is above 200 EMA and I get any column reversal in point and figure.
Okay.
So this is the 1% box value. We are looking for a column reversal on 1% box value because the stop loss will be double bottom sell. So maybe at the fourth X also we are good to buy, and the stop loss remains around 4.5 to 5%.
Okay.
So now this is a stock which is showing me 4 boxes which have got
Right.
locked. So
Right.
that can become an entry for me with double bottom sell value as the stop loss.
Right.
So in this case also you can see the moving average is also a kind of filter happening here. But even
Right.
if I don't refer this, still I am good to go because the 200 EMA on OHLC has qualified this stock.
Correct. So can we not
So
create another group and scan for column reversal in P&F and shortlist candidates?
yeah, so what I do is on EOD basis, I will look for this stock, all the stocks that have qualified or which are near to 200 EMA.
Right.
So I gave you the example of Bayer Corp. So similarly, the entry in ABFRL already happened. Now
Okay.
I will also share some examples that already have been qualified and entry has been happened on this basis. So
Okay. Is there
basic
any
in here,
threshold? Is there any threshold that you have? Meaning, a DI disparity index should not be more than 5% or less than 5%. Is there anything,
yeah,
any such?
the more it is going near the 200 EMA, and then it is giving you a reversal. So mostly we see at the time when the stock is qualifying price above 200 EMA. So at the time, what has happened? It has already crossed 200 EMA and it has come up again, and then it is coming in the scanner.
Okay.
So when I open the chart, I can always see that like granules. If I open the chart, I can see that price has already crossed 200 EMA and now it is recovering.
Right.
So now it can give me a column reversal, or at times there can be a column of X, but I can look for the follow through trade later on. That also
Right.
can happen. It is not always possible to get a trade at 200 EMA, but after that we get a pullback. So an example of pullback I will share is Bata India.
Okay.
So Bata India was a candidate which recovered from 200 EMA, and then we had this already. You can see this long trail where the column of X was already there, but then
Okay.
it gave a pullback towards 50 EMA. So this time it came close to 200 EMA. So as per the
Okay.
disparity index, I was seeing that the value is very near. From there we
Right.
get a entry.
Right.
So one of the latest example I will just show you is Bharti Airtel.
Okay.
So Bharti Airtel is one of the stocks which gave a column reversal here, and the
Right.
entry happened. So
Okay.
it is a 1% box value. So it did not qualify for any trailing stop loss also, and still it is in a trade. So another example is DV Slab. So one can go to my Twitter timeline. All these EMA 200 trades are already discussed there since entry. So you can see
Okay.
this DV Slab is a kind of 200-day here. You can see. I'll just take a highlighter. So
Out of curiosity, can you also show the P&F chart in DVs just to understand
yes,
where the
sir. Yes,
entry
sir.
happened and what happened
Yes,
to
sir.
price action thereafter?
Yes, sir. So the Davis was this a kind of probable bear trap below SMA.
Okay.
This,
Okay.
if you see the column reversal, now the column reversal value in this case is 3392 or 3394. So even if I
Yeah.
wait for the 4x to happen, so
Right.
1% above that column reversal, and then
Right.
double bottom sell as the stop loss, we are still
Correct.
in the trade. The trailing
Right.
stop loss is now to the new DBS.
Yes. 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 That's nice.
So I'll just show you if anybody wants to see all the trades that have happened. I'll just show some method to search for this.
Okay.
So if I start with EMA 200 and all posts that I have done. So one can have a look at all the trades that were happening in real time. So bear call, this is already right now a column reversal that we discussed already. So HDFC Life also was the similar type of trade. So this is again Titan. I showed you Titan also. You can see it is a kind of 200 EMA, and we are still in holding the trade right now.
That's a nice move. Yeah.
So again, this is Adani stock, which is kind of corrected at 200 EMA, and then this is Adani Port, I think.
Okay.
This is Adani Port. So during the correction, even you can see ATGL, and I have taken position in Adani Green and Adani Total Gas. So ATGL is one of the stocks exactly reversed from that level.
But do you do this in cash and F&O, or is it
see, if we go and check on the price performance, so if I come on the price performance, so Adani stocks are still, if I go to last 1 year price performance of Nifty 500 group, so you can just check this. I will not run it right now because it will take a lot of time, but someone can look for price performance for last 1 year. So if I take it from 1st of maybe August till 31st of July. Sorry, now I can also take from August, September, maybe September to 31st of August.
Change the year. Yeah.
So here 31st of August. So you can check, these are still in the top outperformers, in the top 50 stocks of 500.
Okay.
So even the correction has happened, but still you are able to look where the probable support can happen. And at the time of trade, we are just taking a 5% risk. So if that corrects, and if you get a double bottom sell, the stock itself will disqualify for your next trade because it will go below 200 EMA.
Correct. Fair enough. Interesting.
So you get good rallies, and there are a lot of examples I have already shared. So one is Bharti Airtel. So you can see this anchor column. So the anchor column happened later on, but we entered at the 4th box.
Okay.
So in Ahmedabad Nest, we practice this concept, and the attendees are also very familiar with this concept. And these are the trades we have taken during the practice sessions in Ahmedabad Nest, and people are really holding many of the trades right now. So even entering at the early, and now these same trades will also pop up in your RS method, the method which I have explained first, because right now these are outperformers even on relative strength.
So it will appear here in this scanner, and then later once the rally picks up, it will appear in the RS scanner.
So we are also looking for pyramiding opportunities, and then taking the both lots. Like if I trade one lot based on EMA support, and then pyramid the next lot based on the RS method. So I am already in profit for the first leg, and then I will just trail the second leg as per the stop loss of the second method for both the lots, and maximize the profits. So I will, instead of going and finding out any new stock, we are already looking opportunities even in the stocks that are already we hold or positions we hold.
Okay, that's nice.
So this is helping a lot. And if we see right now the same thing on Nifty mid cap and small cap, these 400 stocks. So one can go and check if based on price performance, which are the top outperformers in price also, and they have corrected right now during the mid cap correction or small cap correction.
One or two stocks that looks interesting.
So this Honeywell Automation is one of the stocks. You can see this is a good stock which has always been in a good trend. So if I go to a monthly time frame, you can see it is always doing good rallies, and right now it is correcting, and we see volumes drying up. So we see doji candles and all. Maybe if we get a column reversal, we are entering at a 5% risk.
Right.
So in this case, this can be your type of let us see the point and figure chart. So right now, point and figure chart has already given a move. So even one can enter looking at the column reversal value. It is 39,622. So somewhere near the fourth box also, one is good to go with the double bottom sell as a risk.
No, will you go ahead and buy right away because the column reversal
Yeah,
has happened?
yes,
Put the
it has
stop loss at
happened.
58.
Yes, correct. This is a buy for me, and because right now I will only look for the buying price to be above 39,622. So if on Monday, if price is trading, even the column of X is active, but price is trading below 39,622, I won't buy. I will wait till the price goes above that.
But why 39,622? What is the relevance there?
That was the column reversal value, isn't it? Now it has happened, but if on Monday if price is trading below that level, I'll wait
Okay.
it to still remain qualified.
Okay.
So even if column reversal happens on the earlier day and next day you are going to buy even till the fourth box, that is fine. But the criteria is again next day it should not be correcting and going below that CR level. So it's not a
Okay.
good indication. We should wait for that.
Okay. Fine. Interesting.
So you have any questions, sir? Means I presented it in the most simple way I could find, but if you have any questions where
No, no, that
people
was very
might.
interesting. Just out of curiosity, if you can probably pick another maybe one or two stocks so that people can
Yeah.
just follow it up next week to understand the
Okay.
concept.
Yeah, yeah, we can do it.
Even Honeywell
So
Automation, maybe one or two other examples, even something in F&O which you have already done the scanner, and
yeah,
if you
yeah.
have
In
the
F&O, in F&O I can show. Yeah, that is we can do it in a minute. So Dr.
yeah,
Reddy, I had some names. Let me scan on F&O
no, no, no,
segment.
don't scan. Just show the OHLC chart and the P&F chart. That's good enough.
I might have missed the names. Let me do it. It's a 1 minute time.
Okay, okay.
So price is about 200 and 50M is also about 200. So it takes a minute time in F&O. This universe is very small, so
Right.
it will happen immediately.
But I think more than 70, 80 or 90% of the stocks should qualify,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah. So it gives an indication that still the market is bullish. So small correction are again an opportunity to buy.
Correct. Can we
So
use the same
F&O,
logic in a smaller moving average, maybe say 50 and 100 or something? Does that work equally?
maybe I will, we can discuss it. I will practice it. I immediately I cannot say because this is something I have been practicing for a very long time. So
Okay,
maybe some ideas that we generate, we will discuss about those ideas and let us practice and maybe come up with it later on.
right,
So 200 is here and I'm taking it as a EMA.
right. So you look for
Also,
a
I have
small.
one of the stocks which has turned from 200 EMA.
Okay, yeah,
So you can see
yeah,
Ashok Leyland is right now turning from 200 EMA.
right. You also have BHEL.
Yeah, and also Dr. Reddy, this Cadelia also. So most of the pharma stocks are recovering right now from the 200 EMA. So Dr. Reddy led. You can see price has come up. So it is already in the column of X. We cannot
Correct,
enter right now because it is right now maybe 10% from the low. So we may have 7-8x right now. So we can
right.
wait for a follow through buy signal, or as this has qualified, one can even look in a smaller time frame where he can look for buying opportunities.
Yeah,
So
I was
in
just about
point
to ask you
25,
that. Yeah,
yeah, so these stocks will come. So F&O stocks and most of the auto stocks are doing the same. So escorts also turned from that level. Can you see it hovered at 200
correct,
EMA
correct.
and now it is giving a pullback. So if we have a reversal, it
But
can be a
escorts should have
opportunity.
qualified much earlier, isn't it?
Yeah,
Then
no,
the
but what
gap.
happens till the time it comes up, it goes 5 to 6%, and we have multiple excess. So that becomes a bigger risk. So it is
Acha,
better to wait for a column reversal. I'll just
So if
show
the
the
risk
escorts.
becomes too big in the first attempt, you wait for
Yeah,
a
so
call to buy
now you
people.
see it. Yeah, that earlier swing, it gave this much big column of
Correct.
S. So after coming above 200 EMA, it is not that you will always get a trade, but right now a column reversal can be on your watch list to trade.
Right.
And implying all the other technicals like the trend line breakout, the
Yes.
other mini bottoms. So it
Hmm.
has already shown that it is not corrected too much, and we are good to look opportunities in this
Right.
stock.
Right. So auto sector, but there are two stocks, right? Ashok Leyland and
Right.
Escorts.
Yeah,
And
even
few
Mahindra also can be seen. So ITC, one of the most top stocks. We can see for a long time the 50 EMA has not corrected. So it has
correct.
not broken the bullish criteria, and still we can give a go. And if anybody who is really very keen on ITC, maybe he can also take opportunity here. Maybe he can have one position in this stock also because it is
Yeah,
qualified.
correct.
It is qualifying. So the underperformers in bank also, you can see Kotak Mahindra. We have a
Right.
lot of consolidation happening even at this level. So if we
Yes.
have a sectorial rotation for Nifty to resume its uptrend, so banks, financial services which have been very underperforming throughout the time right now, pharma, FMCG. So we may take some stocks which are hovering at 200 EMA, getting a column reversal at this area, and then we might see. So a lot of trades have turned into anchor column, which have been an entry at column reversal at
Okay.
200 EMA.
That's nice. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Yeah. This is a
So
very
here
interesting.
I already shared. One can just go through all the this search criteria which I already showed, and one
Right.
can look for
The prior examples, right?
yeah. So prior example. So we are sharing a lot of real time. We have shared this when we were entering in the trade
Okay.
with all the entry and stop loss levels. So more clarity people can get.
That's wonderful. Yeah. It's a very interesting strategy. What I like is basically we are looking at pullback candidates, and the risk is very affordable. And
Yeah. So even if you, yeah. Sorry, sir. You can go ahead.
the other best thing is you have the pyramiding opportunity when the stock begins to outperform and gives you the next entry opportunity. You can always pyramid and add on to your positions.
Correct, sir. Correct. And we also can see if I go to the smart scanner here, in smart scanner, if we take the 52-week high scanner and we run our group, you will see the retracement from 52-week high is
Yeah.
within maybe 25% always.
Right. Right.
So this retracement is nothing but the cooling of disparity where we have price coming towards that 200 EMA.
Yeah. So price goes sideways, but and the moving average and the price they start catching up. Right.
Correct, correct. Or maybe we can have immediate vertical correction sometimes also, like in
Correct.
Adani, but price will come to the 200 level and then it will stop. We will see the selling volumes drying up.
Okay, but given a choice, would you prefer a sideways shallow consolidation to the 200-day EMA or a vertical fall? Which would you prefer?
Shallow, this sideways is better because it gives like a kind of accumulation pattern.
Yeah, yeah. Most of the people would probably have forgotten that stock, isn't it? Because it's been doing
Correct,
nothing.
correct. Yeah, so that
Right,
kind of accumulation type of something is happening, and we
right.
can see a good rally from that low again.
In fact, we discussed the same concept yesterday in Friday webinar about
Okay, sir.
using the 52-week high-low scanner, and we were talking about how you can use the number of bars criteria and the shallow pullback criteria to identify candidates that are in a range-bound consolidation.
So we also have a recording of yesterday's webinar, isn't it, sir?
Yeah, that needs to be uploaded. But if you can just run that scanner, maybe in a small group, we can just
Yeah.
quickly talk
Now
about.
let us see the mid cap and small cap that
No, no,
already we
not this.
saw.
No, no, not this, not this.
Yeah,
Go
yeah, I
to
got it.
smart
I got it. Yeah, smart scanner and
52 week.
52-week
Yeah,
high low. So in this case, if I come to the mid cap, small cap on
yeah.
weekly and maybe retracement, I'll just take a bigger value. At times the
Anything.
correction can be. around that percent. So retracement within 30% is kind of like 20-25%. We
So
can
you can
assume.
just sort it in the descending order of the bar number.
Yeah. So let it happen. I'll just sort it.
Not retracement in the bar number. Click again. Yeah. So basically, I'm interested in high bar number, which basically means price has been consolidating for a long time, but retracement percentage should be a very small number. So, for example, MCX or Bayer Crop or even Maharashtra Seamless, these are the kind of candidates I might probably. These are the likely candidates which are in a consolidation. So the retracement is not much.
So if I go to Bayer Corp and if I go to yeah, we can see even if I go to Delhi, so lot of
this is one of my favorite patterns where the price is Bayer Crop, for example, where the price is in a kind of a range bound consolidation.
Okay.
So this scanner will help you identify those candidates too. So Reliance, Britannia, Kajaria Ceramics, all those candidates would have popped up in that scanner recently.
Right, sir.
Yeah. So shall we wrap it up here, Vithal?
I hope if anybody has questions, they can mail us or they can also send us DM in Twitter, and we will always answer. Or maybe they can put questions in the comments below in the YouTube video, and we will definitely answer all the questions.
Yeah, that's a wonderful.
So from my side, it's over, sir. If you anything you have to say.
No. That's it. I think you've done a wonderful job in terms of presenting the concept in a very clear manner. So let us just wrap it up here. Thank you, everyone, for your time and patience, and I hope you have a few interesting takeaways from this recording.
So thank you, everybody, and please do comment on what else you want to know about or any questions you have. Please let us know in the comments. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.